call this meeting of Ohio County Fiscal Court to order. I'm going to ask Brother Gary Hines to come forward, lead us in a prayer and a pledge to the flag.
Let's pay respects to our flag. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would you please uncover? Thank you, Heavenly Father, for this opportunity to be here and to conduct business of this county. Thank you, Lord, for those who serve this county. Be with them, give them guidance, wisdom, be with each of us and protect us, and we pray it in Jesus' sweet name. Amen.
Brother Hines, since you're up there, we're going to move on down the agenda to your other item here.
Okay. Now, we came here as representatives of the Ohio County Honor Guard, and we didn't come to ask for anything. We come to thank you because your gift did a lot of work at the post. The contractor was Kenny Brogy, and he said the roof had screws missing in different places. Some of them were loose and some were too short or whatever, so we replaced all the screws and sealed it with elastomeric, I think is what the product is called. Should last forever. So we have a new roof, it doesn't leak, and we had Mr. DeWeese do the lighting. Instead of replacing all the fixtures, he just replaced all the tubes, which they were in good shape. So now we have beautiful lighting and a dry building, and so now you've put us in a spot because now we're going to have to get off our can and paint the floor and do some cosmetic work. But we're here to say thank you for your generous gift. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you, Brother Hines. Thank you, Honor Guard. Before you gentlemen, you have the minutes of the August 26, 2025 meeting. We'll need a motion and a second to approve.
Make a motion, approve.
Motion by Michael McKinney,
Second.
second by Bo Bennett. Is there any discussion, corrections, or additions to the minutes? Discussion, questions, or omissions? Corrections. Being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Before you have the bills, claims, payments, and transfers. Need a motion for that.
So moved.
Motion by Larry Morphew,
Second.
second by Jason. Michael, second by Michael McKinney.
I have some questions. The Veterans Memorial, there's a electric bill for $112.81. Is that the one in Road Scene? My question is, it says KU, but I didn't think KU was up that far.
Well, it's probably the one at the park then,
Okay.
probably one at the county park, because it could be KU.
That's Kennergy though, the park, isn't it?
Well, most of it, we got the very beginning, there's Kate.
It's on page 4 of 10. Okay. And also, how many meters does a home place have? I got 4 of them, and they're all the same number.
Standing order, towards the back, the second, page 4.
That's on, Warren Electric, I believe.
Yeah, they're on one row, but there's 4 of them. Should there be 4 up there?
No. No, yeah, maybe, because of all those plugs and hookups out there, maybe on separate meters.
They should be on the same
could
one
be.
over there at the home place.
Well, they're scattered out though,
Well,
one for
Yeah,
the,
there'd be separate meters like on
Yeah.
a farm or something to a barn or this
yeah,
or that.
they are, there's one for where
It
all
looks
the
like most of those are minimum charges.
vendors hook
The
up.
$27 would be minimum.
Right there by the home place itself,
Yeah,
kind of setting
yeah,
up.
that,
There's
that
two, I
would be,
think.
yeah, there'll be
Yeah.
more next month, cause they'll be used this weekend. That's what it is.
And the sirens for the emergency, Cromwell's got 2. And, Rosine's got 1, and they're all different. Shouldn't they all be the same price?
Depends on who they buy from, yeah.
I don't know, what page is that one on?
It's on page, same page 4.
I would have to look at it.
And I've got 1 more.
Get a motion. Who said it? Oh, yeah. Michael.
It's kind of figured out. Well, that's one of them.
It's,
One of them's a different provider.
FEMA
Provider, that's kind of what I'm
for
looking at too.
Kane and Ford Lane, rock for $13,000.
The road department,
Yeah,
Yeah, it's where they rock the road, and it was.
$13,000?
Include, and it rocks high, and it was because it was all washed off during the flood.
Because of what, Judge?
Washed off during the flood.
I thought that was awful high for,
Rocks
Rock's
off
pretty
the-
high.
Rocks dreadfully high.
25 a ton.
But the fire department wants 2 different vendors if you look at it, so it's probably they get it, you know. The way I look at it, they probably bought, one department bought one and the other department bought from somebody else.
Okay, that's all I have.
Any other discussion? Being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pose like sign. The bills are paid. Okay, we need to, approve the bond for the tax administrator. It's time for it to be renewed, the bills and taxes are back of the, it's on bills and claims, but it's separate. You have a separate, we sort of
There's
do a
not a paper
contract
on
with
that.
them.
Yeah, it's in the back.
So we've already agreed to
Oh,
pay it
sorry.
on the bills and claims, but we gotta approve that we get
Set
it
it
from
on the
that.
last page, Candy.
How much was she bought it for?
Okay.
$1 million.
So I need a motion and a second for that.
So moved.
Second.
You get them? Motion by Larry, second by Bob. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Next, you have the clerk's, August financial statement. We just need to acknowledge that we got it.
Motion received.
I'll second his acknowledgement.
Motion by Bo, second by Jason, to acknowledge the receipt of the clerk's August 2025 financial statement. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion carries. I don't believe that I don't know that we need a closed session for anything. Do you have anything, Justin?
No, sir.
Well, let's skip on down. We can always do it if we need to later. But I want to go ahead down to committees, and tell y'all, now, write this down. the next meeting day at 4 o'clock, there will be a road committee meeting to do, and the only subject at that road committee meeting will be to discuss, the equipment report from, the road supervisor. So that'll be at 4 o'clock on the, it's 29th?
23rd.
23rd. On 23rd. So, we have a report from the Housing Committee. Christina.
Hello, good evening. Okay, so just me this evening, just to introduce the committee to y'all, talk about what we're gonna be working on, and then the next time I come up here, I'll be able to give you a real report about the work we've been doing. So, the judge, reached out and asked us to, get the committee active again, you know, and all of the reports and stuff that come out about the county, housing is usually at the top of the list of what, you know, we're in need of. All different types of housing for all different income levels. So, our scope is very broad. The judge says he just wants to see, you know, some movement there. And we've gotten together as a committee to talk about what we can do as far as funding and planning and things go. And that's what our first steps is getting all the due diligence done, all of the stuff that we need for when a good funding opportunity comes available, we'll be ready to move right then. So we've talked about looking at a housing study, and so that just about every grant opportunity, even working with some different development groups, that's what they're asking for, is an actual study that shows what housing you have, what you lack, and you know, where it's at, and all the details. So, yeah, I've prepared some stuff for y'all. I can just give it to you now, or I can send it to your emails if you'd rather. It's just our goals and objectives, and we're trying to be very strategic and plan it out so that when we do have a good project come available, that we're ready to go right away. So yeah, that's all I got for you right now. Eventually, we'll be able to point at, you know, the work that we're doing, but for right now, it's just planning and getting things started.
But you are in the hub office or working on that daily, I know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
hear about
OCDA's doing that too. Yeah.
You want to add anything to that,
I
Jason?
would, please. And she may not know, we just received this proposal from the University of Kentucky, Blueprint Kentucky, on doing a housing demand study for Ohio County. I would like to ask the court for partial funding of that. The city of Beaver Dam has agreed to pay for half of it, and I would like to ask the court for the other half. The total study is $12,000, so I would need $6,000 from the court as well as the $6,000 from the city of Beaver Dam. But it is a comprehensive study. This group has been around forever. Like I said, it's the University of Kentucky. It's called Blueprint Kentucky, and they do a housing demand study is what they call it. So it's going to show us basically what we have now and where we're lacking, plus what they anticipate in the future. And as Christina pointed out, even in the judge's meeting the other day, we did a little study talking about what Ohio County needs, and housing is always at the top of the list. So this is a first step, this study. Every grant, every program you look at, the first thing they ask for is, where's your housing demand study? So this is the first step for allow us to pursue these options that are out there through the federal government. So I would love to have your support in this grant.
Shouldn't Hartford have to pay some on it too, because they'll be benefiting as much as?
Well, they will be, but the city of Beaver Dam stepped up and said they would cover half of it, and I thought that's fair, and because it is for the county, but the cities will get some benefit of it. I haven't asked Hartford
I think we ought to wait until make sure Hartford will pay some on it, because I don't think.
He
the
just
court-
raised his hand.
It's $6,000. I don't know who asked that. No, not from you. It'd be well, if we do it a third, it'd be $4,000. 4,000. You like that better, don't you? All right, so Hartford will chip in 4,000, so we're asking the court for 4,000. Thank you, Larry.
How
I just
long
said-
was that study?
Sorry.
If we invest in
You
that,
got
how long was that
so
good
now
for,
it's
Jason?
4. Hartford's gonna do
She
4.
said
Let's be
probably
fair
60
about
days.
it.
How long is the study good
No, how
for?
long but that, we can use that study for anybody coming in, is that
5 years. isn't it?
5 years?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
So-
what, I mean, is it,
There won't be no more money added to that later, will there?
For the study? No,
Yeah.
sir. No, it's $12,000 is the cost of the study. And I'll be honest, I thought it was gonna be double that when we had our initial talks with the University of Kentucky. What all they told us and the studies we've looked at, when they sent us the proposal, I thought it was a lot cheaper than I expected, so.
All right.
So it'll be 4,000 for the court. Thank you, Larry, though. Appreciate that. I'm glad Bo was here.
Okay. Have a motion.
Make a motion.
Motion by Bo Bennett,
second?
second by Jason Bullock. Any further discussion? Being none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion carried.
Should that not be a roll call being so much money?
4,000. You got bills on bills and claims for 25 and 50.
Okay.
And Candace and I have already discussed it. She knows about it.
You gonna do a roll call?
Yeah, he can request one, if that's what he wants.
Okay, good.
All righty. Bullock,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Bevan,
Yes.
Morphew,
Yes.
McKinney,
Yes.
Okay, good y'all. Is there any other committee reports?
Pardon me?
Committee reports?
Actually, we had the Survive and Thrive event out at the
That's what I'm talking about.
park, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it, but I heard a good report, heard there was a good crowd there, and I'm sure we'll hopefully grow it more tomorrow, or not tomorrow, next year. We'll keep it.
And your broadband thing, it's looking good.
Yes, yeah, I think Christine knows a little bit about that too, but a couple of months ago, I know that they were calling the Rosine area for businesses and residential for Spectrum, and I live out in south of Beaver Dam area toward the travel center, and they had called me about Spectrum, so they're putting new people on all the time.
So all at Liberty Road, because I had somebody ask about that too.
Yeah, yeah, they had called me, and we've got out there, we've got, T-Mobile, some AT&T, 5G, but yeah, the Spectrum cable is gonna be out there, so they're hunting customers, business and residential, so.
We're a long way from where we were a year ago.
Oh, yeah, for sure, yeah, cause there's places now that, you know, like up there in Rosine, you don't have a cell phone signal, much less broadband internet, and now you've got as good an internet as, you know, you can get. So, yeah, it's good stuff.
Any other Justin, you had a committee meeting, did you not?
Well, it's a committee that missed a meeting one time. I got appointed to a committee, so I got this committee that was requested, which is dealing with, it seems like it was generally ordinance related that could possibly relate to the biodigester, was Jason and I and Zach Cantu. And so we met today. Mr. Morphew had proposed an ordinance that had a number of things that were addressed, that dealt with some of his concerns with regard to the biodigester. I think even Mr. Westfield even came by and got a copy. And so that was also shared with Mr. Chen and Mr. Cantu for their discussion. I I'm not for sure on what the court wants to do. It is still there. I think it was recommended that possibly a meeting with possibly the company and the community, so that the community could hear from this company as to kind of, you know, what this system is. It's not something that I don't know if the community is really familiar with. And so it would probably be beneficial for that meeting to occur, but the ordinance does take into consideration some concerns that I would believe that a number of citizens would have. But Mr. Chin wanted to address some of those concerns, or wanted to deal with, because he's more familiar with kind of what the biodigester system is, and may have some concerns with what was within the ordinance. And that's kind of where we were at, if I'm correct on that. And so I think generally there's a recommendation to supplement bio ordinance, state and federal regulations. But again, I don't know if you have some thoughts, Jason, with respect to it or not.
No, I mean, I think there's some tweaking to be made of it, but I think some of the changes that have been made to it get us more in line with a reasonable ordinance.
Do you think they would come, Jason, and do I just feel like there's, after doing my study and looking into it, do you feel like they would come and address the crowd? I understand some of these people's concerns. I'm looking at Kyle. I talked to Kyle 2 days ago or yesterday, and is that something they would do?
I can't speak for the company. I don't know. All I can tell you is Ohio County is one of a few sites they're looking at. I don't know. I mean, we can certainly request it, but my gut tells me that probably not. I mean, I think, I don't know. I mean, I can't answer that, Jason. I mean, I can't speak for the company, so I don't know. I think that, you know, they certainly welcomed us to look around on site and to tour it. I don't think they have anything to hide. I just don't know that they would open themselves up for that. You know, unless they chose it. And if they choose Ohio County, then I think it'd be appropriate to ask them if they want to come and address the concerns. But right now, I mean, we're in the looking phase. You know, they've got options, and we just happen to be one of them. And I will say this, and this is, I have studied it, and I think if they don't come, it'll be because of misinformation. That's my opinion. I really believe that.
I just think it's kind of odd. We went up there and they know we was coming and they was shut down.
Well, Larry,
And
you're
they
wrong.
didn't ask, there was probably 25 to 30 so questions answered, and they answered very few. I
Let me
mean, it was
clarify one
asked.
thing. They were not shut down. They were in operation. They were not shipping as much gas back to the plant as they normally do because the plant was shut down. You can't shut those off. There's no on and off switch. When they start
But they
creating
didn't have
gas,
any of the, coming across the road from the distilleries, what I understood him to say.
but
Jim Beam was shut down.
Jim Beam was shut down, but the plant was still in operation. What the plant's only purpose is to capture gas. That was happening the day we were there. They said they have, flame, what am I trying to say? They flame off the gas?
Yeah.
They said if those kick on, we were standing right between them. Said, don't let it scare you. It might kick on because they're not taking as much gas as we're producing because they're shut down.
They sure didn't want to answer any questions.
I think they were happy to answer logical questions. I think when you get into details of their business, I don't think they were wanting to tell proprietary stuff to their business. I think that they've answered basically all the questions we've asked. They have
I
a plan.
didn't see it that way, but
Well-
that might just been me.
I understand that, but, and I respect that, but I feel like the questions they didn't answer were proprietary to their business. I mean, we don't go ask Young Sawmill how to create treadmills or handrails, you know, show me the whole process, I wanna know. I mean, they're gonna tell you, no, we're in the business, it's our business. So I think they did an adequate job answering our questions. And there's certainly, if there's any more questions you got, give them to me and I'll get you an answer.
I actually called a couple times too, because there were some things coming back that we heard that necessarily wasn't accurate too. Like, they didn't add salt. Well, they don't add salt to it, but the salt comes from the hard water that comes from our ground that everybody has around here. That's where it's coming
Well,
from.
that's why they make bourbon in Kentucky, is limestone and the water. So,
I mean, I asked the question, what's it gonna cost these farmers after 2 years? They didn't wanna discuss that.
well, what they've told us is that they're gonna look at the market, and I did hear Lewis say that, you may not have been close, they're gonna look at the market for what they offer.
50%.
And it'll be around 50% of market cost. First 2 years it's free, first come, first served, and Nelson County is just about gone. I mean, the farmers have asked for about all their first 2 years worth. So to answer that, they have said, at the end of the 2 years, it's gonna be market minus 50%. And it may be less than that. I mean, you know, it's a work, the fertilizer is the least of their business model. They're in the gas capturing business and selling gas.
But they still gotta get rid of it.
The bourbon industry's number one issue is getting rid of it. They come up with an option they truly believe could benefit farmers. Now, is it gonna be a great benefit? I don't know. But if you get any benefit from it, it could be a benefit. That's a side benefit to what they're doing. They are a gas capturing company. They're not a fertilizer company. They want to capture gas. That's where they make their money. If they can break even on the distillage, then that's what they want to do.
I even read for some, they could take it and dry it out process. Not that they said they were gonna do it, but you can take it and sell it and a lot of people make dog food out of it. That was an option.
I can't see the big issue of passing an ordinance. I mean, at least if you've got something to start with, you can either take away or add to. But if we don't have they can come in here and do whatever they want, and the county has no control.
Well, Larry, in the same respect, why not pass county planning and zoning? Then you could do the same thing. You wouldn't have to worry
I'm not
about-
for, I live in the country, and I'm not
it
for
either.
planning and
But
zoning.
I'm saying, if that's your
thing.
concern, then why not take the worries away from everybody and pass planning and zoning?
A lot
Then
of
you don't have to
difference in a
worry.
company coming in here and planning and zoning. There's a heck of a lot of difference there.
I agree, but to follow what you were saying is, you know, if you wanna create rules, I mean, don't pick on one industry.
Depends on what the industry is.
Well,
No. All right, Will, I'm sorry, we're on this for too long. Justin, did you, from your committee meeting today, you make changes to what was drafted before?
Well, so what we have drafted here, and I'm not for sure if Mr. Westfield has anything he saw that in addition, but I know one of the things that we may want to add is we want to probably make in discussions with some of the state individuals from the state. I think flaring is a must. Flaring of the methane is probably a must. The indication is this may be a closed air system, but in any event, any methane that is released needs to be flared, similar to what the landfill does, because it's less regulated. So I do believe that there needs to be action taken with respect to that to supplement kind of what the state and feds do. From my understanding in discussions with Jason, I don't know if they would necessarily have a problem with that. The ordinance also addresses certainly, fencing around the area. One of the other things that in speaking to Mr. Cantu, when he discussed concrete barriers or berms around his gas tanks, this ordinance includes that. Jason has indicated that may have some difficulty with respect to the company or not cost effective. However, it was in there to possibly limit spillage outside an area of their own business. And so there's been a number of things addressed in the ordinance that attempts to the court has a difficult decision to make with respect to any business that comes in here in regulation, with regard to the right of one to be able to do with his property, but also affecting the neighbors, so that they're not affected by an actions of one of their neighbors. And I think that this ordinance probably takes into account a lot of it. I'm not for sure, anybody in the community, if they want to see the ordinance, more than welcome to pick up a copy from me if you've got any suggestions or anything of that nature. And Mr. Morphew may request it to be passed today, I'm not for sure, but in any event, this ordinance takes into consideration of that. I'm not for sure on what causes a number of concerns with the company or not, as far as whether it creates an issue. But I know that in speaking to the state, that's some of their concerns. So it's Simpson County outright banned it. I don't know if you can do that constitutionally, but you can take certainly action to make protection of neighbors and surrounding properties and the county as a whole.
Okay, thank you, Justin. If no other committee reports, we'll move on to the master's comments and start with Michael.
Nothing from the first district.
Jason.
Would like to appoint a viewing committee for Hawker Lane extension. It's like 300 foot.
Okay.
I mean, we can sometime look at
Well,
that.
let's go ahead and do that now, but I need to get different ones so they'll get on out there and get her done. I believe I had a nomination back there. Larry Clayton, I believe you volunteered. No, it wasn't who I thought. I can't see you all the way back here real good. Yeah, okay. Larry Clayton's the first one on the committee. Okay. And get somebody don't have to go so far to Beaver Dam. Who lives in Beaver Dam will help with this. It's over that way.
You want to think about it and get back with us?
No, I want to do it right now before I forget it. Before I forget it. Okay, Bo, right, you gotta go with them. That too.
The
And
road foreman's got to be on it. So.
and well, I'll send an assistant this time.
Okay.
Jason Burden, and Bo, you can tell him, set it up with Larry when y'all can go, but need to be sure to get it done in the next 2 weeks.
Hawker Lane. I can
Hawker
get with
Lane,
you.
extension for Hawker Lane. You know where it's out behind by Wendy's, out behind Wendy's. All right, that's done. That committee's appointed. Anything else, Jason?
That's all I need.
Bo?
No, from the third district.
Okay. Dale?
Oh, we got Dundee Day coming up to 27th in my district, and then we got Fordsville Days. Is it 3 days or 2? So it's the 19th and 20th, Fordsville Days.
And Dundee
They have to
Days,
make their way up there.
Dundee Days, you know you and I've got a obligation up there, like we talked about.
Yeah, Fordsville Days too, same
Okay,
obligation.
same thing, okay. All right. Anything else?
That's all I have.
Okay, 5th District, Larry.
I'm gonna make a motion that we pass this ordinance and it can be added to or took away.
Has it got a number on
Just 25 dash.
it? You know what the next ordinance number is?
Pursuant to
Okay.
KRS 67.083.
Okay. And is this the one with the revisions that Justin made today?
Yes.
Okay. Have a motion by Larry
Not in there
Morphew.
yet.
No, I don't think the revisions are in there. I think that's, if the court considers it, I think that can be changed between the first reading and second reading if the court so chooses.
Yeah. Okay, there is a motion by Larry Morphew for the first reading.
I'll second.
Motion and a second.
Could we accept the recommendation of the committee on the ordinance? Justin, for the first reading?
So here's the thing, I'm one member of the committee, right? And so it's difficult when appointed to the committee and then giving, advice to the court, but also writing the ordinance and then giving advice and then on the committee. It's not necessarily something that I would have chosen, but in the end, I am only one of three. I don't know if there was necessarily a vote one way or the other,
But,
technically.
but is there changes on paper from the committee?
So, as far as recommendations for me, it would be to add the flaring of any, gas. I think Jason would have, some objections to some of the stuff within the ordinance as presented.
Okay. So, I'll ask would it be better to vote on the changes made, at the next meeting and start with that, or to start with what is on the paper now?
I'd rather have it together.
You gotta get one in place before you make any changes.
Well, they made the changes.
They got them there, we could have them ready for the next meeting without any problem.
I'm not opposed to an ordinance. I'm just gonna say this. I've said that. I'm not necessarily opposed to an ordinance. I just think there's some, without knowing some things from this company, because I've read into the company, there are a lot of misconceptions going out there about it. But I don't want to put an ordinance right now without talking to them, because I'm not talking about the 20 jobs. I'm talking about something else we could look into that might be beneficial to the county. 20 jobs are great. That's not going to make or break us, but there could be a possibility of something else. And like I said, I'm not opposed, but I just want to, there's a few things I would like to know from them just yet before we do this, because it might be beneficial to the county. There might be some,
Last Thursday,
there
they
might be
didn't
some
answer.
income coming in that could be beneficial to the company we've not talked about yet.
They won't promise
Do what?
it. They won't promise it.
Well, and that's something I wanted, I just don't want to run them off, Kyle, like I told you. That's
I
something,
know what you're wanting, they're not gonna promise you.
yeah. So,
Jason, you know they're not gonna promise it.
Well,
All I can tell you is I've had discussions, and, I thought,
well, I think it's, the ballot digester is a good thing. I don't see there'll be a harm to anybody with it.
Put it beside your house.
Yeah, if they bought land there and there's,
You did, I'll give you that.
the state sets back and stuff like that, I'd be okay with what they've got.
Would you let a company come in without any restrictions at all? I mean, you're inviting this company here now. This is not restrictions to the point they wouldn't come. It's just restrictions of logic.
It could, well, I mean,
If they're limited by this limitation, then they didn't want to come in the first place. Anybody should work within a limitation of anything. We're just saying it's not wide open, Jason.
actually, the limitations were less, we lessened them a little bit with the setbacks. They were actually further back than what they're looking at now.
Well, then, why not put some kind of proposal of limiting this thing now? And in fact, it's not rough enough or tough enough that
Yeah.
they wouldn't consider us.
It was actually stiffer last time. And Yaki, I'm just saying, I'm just being honest with you. I'm not
Well, I'm
trying
trying
to.
to be honest with you too.
Yeah, I'm just looking. I don't want to shoot us in the foot if there's something. There's not a lot of income coming in right now, so we are looking for things to kind of offset that. And I told Kyle, I
We
understand,
can't accept everything because
and I agree with that.
for anything.
But if you read about it, I don't think that it's as bad as people say it's going to be. I mean, I've called UK and
But it's so, is
I wouldn't want it next to my house. I'm going to be honest with you.
so bad that
I told you that.
consider it.
Yeah. I wouldn't want any plant next to my house. I'm just saying that. But without planting a zone, it's hard to stop.
House, Jason.
Do what?
You're pushing towards somebody's house. It may not be yours.
It just seems like the thrust is so minimal.
But they could put something across from our house balcony.
20 jobs, Jason.
It's not even 20 jobs, it's 6 actually.
and 14 truck drivers, which I already have a truck driver. Look at
Yeah.
6 jobs. It's not such a limitation would run them away.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't understand the logic. It's silly to me.
Well,
Well, not, we're not gonna, here,
It's its own logic behind it.
but what is, I mean, Alan, honestly though, what's next? I mean, if you, what else would you take out there? What plant would you take out there? I'm just saying, I'm thinking about that. I know it's not your land, but it's next to it.
Yeah, but you said you don't want it next to your house.
And I'm honest, but I can't stop a plant from coming across my street from my house. There's three locations maybe. Do what?
Tell the people where they're at.
I don't know where all the locations are, to be honest with you.
Really?
I know where one is. I know where one is. So,
They wouldn't tell us.
But Jason, you're up there to represent the people of this county.
That's right.
And I think both the negative, and you should represent the county to the point, the people of this community to say, we're not throwing you away, but we're gonna limit what you're gonna do.
it's, there's no really, we've.
And
I've been
Jason, have I
watched this
told you,
plant
I
two
wish that
times.
we would look at that and I have, I've said I'm not, and I've told you that, but we're just worried about, without talking to them a little bit and more in depth, is there something that we're gonna leave on the table that could be beneficial to the county?
Evidently,
And that's
they
what I'm
wouldn't even
saying.
talk to you when you went to them.
Do what?
They wouldn't even talk to you
Yeah,
when you went to them.
They wouldn't answer some things like that, not what I'm talking about.
No business would answer
But you
everything.
have to know that you represent the people of the county.
I understand that.
It's not just your opinion.
and where I live?
Well, nothing, we're both in the county.
Right, so what's the problem with, if you wouldn't do something, if something's not good enough for you, why is it good enough for somebody else?
Well, I'm just saying, the only way to really stop that is to, like he said, is to have planning and zoning.
Well, that's fine. This may be the first step to that.
Yeah, and just people want, I mean, do they want planning and zoning? If you're representing the people?
We just want an ordinance type.
Yeah,
You represent the people. You're elected official,
Okay, well,
I agree.
and people have memories.
well, that,
He's killing us.
I agree, Valky, but you also got to,
I've been in the position that you're in.
yeah, I know you work for the
I'm telling
city.
You have to represent your people.
Yeah.
It's not just you. It's the people you.
It's the
represent.
people as a whole in the county, not just that, yeah, it's the whole as the county.
Very positive reactions to this,
yeah.
or is it just you think?
I'm not saying, I didn't say I'm opposed to it. I don't think I'm just looking at what might overall benefit the county as a whole. And that's our job is,
To
to
represent.
bring income in to the county and represent them as a whole. That's part of our job.
And
That's fine.
I mean, I'm just,
I would never do anything that was harmful to this county. It's, we're voted in to serve the county,
Yes, sir.
and that's what we do.
Yes, sir.
And I would never do anything if it wasn't good for the county.
Yes, sir.
I'll
but
say that.
can I ask
But
you,
think
Becky,
this is.
what's harmful to the county though? Other than you don't want it there, I understand that.
No, you represent the people.
I know, but I'm just asking your
And if
question,
the
yeah.
people do not want it, irregardless. It's you as their representative to do what they ask you to do.
Yeah.
That's why they elected you there, Jason.
I know, but I'm just saying, what is it that, what do you not want about
You
it?
didn't limit them very much in this proposal.
Mhm.
It was stated it wasn't much of a limit. But you're not even capable of doing that.
How many trucks you think would come out of that plant with fertilizer in them? If it was a good product, how many you reckon would leave there a day? How many trucks, how many semi-trucks?
We have an estimate, but I
Give me
mean,
the number.
What is it?
Yeah.
Give me the number.
that's the reason we're still talking to them.
What
What
is
is
the
it?
number
You
that
said
you
you
think
said
it
you
is?
had an
Somebody
estimate.
up there that knows about this place, tell me how many would leave there a day.
You said you had an estimate. Just give me the
There's
estimate.
14 railroad cars coming in.
The 14 railroad comes coming
How
in,
many you reckon would be
they say
coming out?
daily, that's what they said.
So how many would be coming out?
Of trucks, I don't know, the 14 carts I do know is what
How
they
many's
said.
in it? How many's in one of them, you know?
How many trucks in the
How many
cart?
semis will go in one of them? That's how many semis.
And a semis will go into a tank container. I don't really know
Do you have
exactly
an
that
estimate
yet.
or not?
Nobody knows.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying right now. We're looking, talking to them.
I live out on that road.
Yeah,
You ever passed a Purdue feed truck on that road? Have you ever done it, Judge?
Sure,
You get in the ditch.
but we
Go
never,
150 of them with my kids driving on it.
But
You
we
think they're
don't,
all gonna
uh,
go up the state road? No, they're gonna go toward Purdue.
yeah, but we don't ever regulate
Nor
those
will you
trucks.
be able to, but I'm telling you right now, you can't pass two of them on that road.
but it's supposed to be great for 20 people, and it ain't 20, it's 6 to get a job. It's not fair. Nothing about it's fair.
Word.
Come out there and live out there and drive on it.
Listen, I tell you
It's not
what.
right. You know it ain't.
You're a little bit too out of
I'm
order.
really, really passionate about the
Well,
problem that's
you're-
coming out on that road.
You're out of order, sir.
I'll tell you that.
Well, you're out of order.
Jason, would they come and talk to us? Is there any way we could try to sit up and see if they come and talk to us? Because I understand, listen, I understand that part, but I mean, there's trucks. I'm trying to understand the part of what's bad about
Now,
it. I
listen.
mean, other than,
We studied this out, and you're dealing on a bunch of Y'all dealing on a bunch of. You're on a bunch of misinformation. You're dealing on misinformation. We're the company knows what they're doing, and they've got environmental things they got to go by.
It ain't so much what's bad for it, what's good.
that's, here's what this is what I'm gonna tell you, what I'm looking at. I don't know about 6 jobs, they told us
Go
more than
20.
that, I don't know.
14 truck drivers.
But here's,
That's about whoever owns the property. That's about who's gonna benefit out of it.
That's what we're having.
One individual.
none of us own the property here, we told you that last meeting, nobody owns,
Yeah, we
Jason,
don't
you don't own
know.
the property either. Nobody's lining their pockets,
I don't know who's.
nobody's
Yeah,
lining,
let's,
nobody's lining their
that's
pockets.
enough discussion on this for people, we don't know what we're talking
Yeah.
about. Let's go on.
Second on the motion.
Can I just, is there a way you could get a town hall meeting to kinda, and then we could probably move forward on what we,
Again, I don't represent the company here in any way.
But we do have motion second, we will have to vote on that.
yeah.
Yeah,
I just,
roll call.
I think there's a lot of misconception, that's all I'm trying to say, I'm not trying to listen. I think the world about you out of here, but I just think,
Jason, you know,
yeah.
I love you like a brother.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, you need to represent the people that you are elected by, knowing there's another election coming.
Okay, roll
I
call.
agree, but I represent 3,000 something people though.
You got
I mean,
You do, and I want you to realize
Yeah.
You're,
that most people don't want this. But who's for it?
This is, I mean,
go and do
it's,
the roll call.
Okay. Bullock,
Have you talked to anybody that is for it?
I've talked to people that's wondering what the big deal was, yes, I have. And I understand that they don't want it next to their properties, I understand that, but without planning and zoning, you can't really stop that.
But you're also talking about the 13 lagoons spread around Ohio County, so it's not like, even if you're not at ground zero, I mean, who wants to, I mean, that's like, who wants to wake up and smell something rotten every day? I mean, you know, I've talked to, I won't mention, but I've had people tell me, I don't want that next to me, I want to live in the country. But it's
Well,
good enough
it,
to ruin our country with it.
there's a lot less smell from there than there is from, things we have already.
And like I said, if you want an ordinance, that's fine, but what I'm trying to say, I just feel like there might be a possibility we're limiting something from the county. And that's what I'm just, I wanted to look into it.
Minor ordinance, pass it, and we'll deal with it. It's your chance to do what's right. It's a chance to do what's right.
I'm trying to do what's right about
I
it.
know, but this
Well,
is your big chance to do
I
it.
always do what's right. We're enough, we're gonna vote. Go and vote.
David, we got we got a motion and a second.
Yes, sir, I
Ready
said
for a
vote.
roll call?
Roll call.
Can you go over what we've got the motion on?
Yeah, that's fair.
Thank you.
To pass the first reading of ordinance, that you have seen, I believe.
Yes.
And that's without the changes. We'd have to do the changes on second reading.
Are we gonna vote on it?
Yeah. Roll call.
Bullock,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Johnston,
No.
Bevan,
Yes.
Morphew,
Yes.
McKinney.
Yes.
The first reading of the ordinance is passed. We will advertise, and there will be a short public hearing before the second reading. I don't know if the advertisement time will allow it for the next meeting, or will be the first one in, first one in October.
Can we look at trying to do that in between meetings? The town hall, if we can. Could you check with them?
We can, but this first meeting in October, there will be a public hearing as part of the ordinance, because it's second reading. 5-1.
5-1, wasn't it?
I guess somebody hadn't probably read the ordinance.
Okay, we've got the first reading, we'll do the second reading then, and there will be a public hearing for that one. This was not the time for that. Okay. County officials. Justin, got anything?
No, sir, thank you.
Any other county officials here? I don't see, was Landon here? I thought he left, I guess. So with none, citizens' comments?
I got one.
Yes, sir.
The trailer that we use for the county, we use it around the county, it's a local stage that we use. That trailer's beginning to get in really bad shape, and I'm worried that this coming up weekend, we have, Centertown Days with it. The floor is rotted in that trailer, somebody's gonna fall through that thing. There's no doubt about it. That trailer should have been decommissioned 10 years ago. I've been doing sound around the county for 15-ish years now, and I've used that trailer a lot. The electrical system actually burned up one of my amplifiers last year, using it at McHenry Summerfest. It's about a $500 amp. I'm not really worried about it, but I'm just saying the electrical, that thing's toast. I know it kind of destroyed by somebody.
Okay. Well, like I said, Park is in charge of that. You talked to Bo, but, I'm sure he didn't know there's anything wrong with it.
That thing's seen its better days. It needs to be gone.
Since then, I think Centertown and McHenry's the only ones that utilize it. In my opinion, if they want it, we can surplus it. I am totally fine with getting rid of it. There's too much repair work to be done in it, and it's a safety hazard for that measure.
It was a really good rig at one time. It just hasn't been.
Vocational schools to compare it, you're talking thousands of dollars where you can buy a $4,000 stage to set up anywhere, anytime like the city of Hartford.
Okay, but like I said, not use it, I guess is all I could advise you to do.
Now, Centertown Days already has it set up down there. Is there any way we could possibly get some plywood put down on the floor or something? I mean, it's.
Yeah, I'll talk to the mayor of Centertown and we'll try to get something figured out for Centertown.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else got anything?
I'd like to say I apologize for being a little rowdy, but if any of you guys ever need anything, I want you to know that I would be there to help you on a personal level. But I have spent my life trying to enrich my community, myself, my family, my neighbors. I've worked my hind end off trying to make Ohio County better, and those are my concerns. That's where it comes from. It's not for me trying to isolate myself and have something or get something or do something. There's different ways of doing good things for your community, and I do my best. Probably cover 2.5 miles of county road frontage, trying to make a better, nice Ohio County that people enjoy and want to live in. It's not just, there's that part of it too. That's what I do. That's why I'm passionate about it. And I've got concerns, got big concerns. That's it. That's all I got to say. Thank you.
Okay, well, I assure you I would never do anything that wasn't for the best of the
I know
county.
you wouldn't, but there's a lot of unintended consequences that I don't think we see a lot of times
Okay.
with a lot of things.
All right, well, yes, Brandon?
Have you heard anything else on the highway that's?
Have not, Brandon, and when I first come in here, I remembered that, I've not been able to reach anybody on it, but I assure you, before the next meeting, I will have meetings with the transportation cabinet.
This is just a small example of when industry come in, and everybody's in a rush to appease them and do everything they want to do. And now, as time has gone by, there's still several people that's not been able to utilize that road.
Yeah.
Along with emergency things. So, people that have concerns are legitimate concerns. I can tell you this, one example is a prime example of industry comes in and, everybody, or at least the people in charge seem to try to appease them. Well, these are the things you should have to consider for the future. 'Cause the road's still closed.
It's been a game with them for a long time. They want us, the state wanted us to have the road.
I was here when all that went on.
Well, it's been
I'm
on
saying,
since
okay,
too.
Here we are 15 years later, where's the road?
Yeah, it's same, it's been
It's the
same,
situation.
same conversation keep summing up. They want us to take the road.
Well, that wasn't part of the situation. Somebody up here needs to be taking care of that and get that road back the way it was.
Well, I will push it with State Highway Commissioner, and I will even go as far as go to the Secretary or the Governor, and I'll do that before the next meeting.
Judge, how much is the bond? Is it still?
I don't remember. I just remember the bid. When they bid it out, it went over the bond.
But
That's all I
could
know.
you still use the bond?
Yes.
Could they just at least right now temporarily put a gravel road in there where they, like you said, you're,
Well, then it's.
right now until
it's
they get
up
it.
to the state. I mean, we
Well,
can't-
state-
I know, but I'm just saying if they would do that, so at least.
State won't have a gravel road though.
Well, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
they got cut off access, like you said, to fire department and stuff, and they
Yeah,
would
I
at least
know.
right now to, and I was talking to somebody, when we do bond something in the future, like, do we need to set it to where like each bond, each year it goes up with CPI or something like
It
that?
should, yes.
And somebody's in the crowd that I talked to about that,
Yeah,
where
it
each,
should. You're right.
instead of just bonding it at this point, and 10 years later, we know that goes higher, but if you raise it, each year goes up with CPI or something like that, then that would cover the increase of
Of
it.
course, nobody, I wasn't even here when that bond was let, but no one at that time ever dreamed it would be this long down the road. That'd be close that long.
My biggest concern is the safety. So
Sure.
you've got two fire departments, it's mutual aid, and they have to go all the way around.
Yeah, and if you live in Centertown and want to go to Rockport, or Rockport and want to go to
Right.
Centertown.
That's if they just cut a temporary road, at least right now, until we can get this
Right.
figured out.
But it very much needs to be done. And remind me of that, Sonia. I will call whoever have to get an answer. It may not be a date of when it's gonna be open, but I'll get some answers.
I live just above Joe Grider on Sorrel Road. It does, state have to go all the way around to Centertown.
Yeah. Well, we'll call this meeting adjourned. We'll see you back in 2 weeks. Thanks everybody for coming. Whether we'd act like it or not, I do appreciate you.